Yo, we're live on YouTube. What's up, everybody? RevSauce9 here, man. Make sure to rate, like, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon for the latest and greatest that comes to my channel. Now we're live. Hopefully, this new microphone sounds good to you guys. This is the Wave 3 Elgato microphone. Yes, I did have a EV302 USB, not USB, XLR to Go XLR, and that shit just I've had that for so long. Let me be honest with you guys. I was just sick of it. It was causing me problems recently, and I need things to be working when I'm streaming. You know what I mean? So this is the better option to me. It's one cable. I just had to use an extension 3.0 cable, and it works just fine. So here we are. So hopefully this comes off across. And by the way, for some of you that are getting into podcasting, you don't need much of a microphone. In fact, you can go out and buy yourself the USB version of a pod mic. You can go out and buy a Beacon microphone setup for half of the price of what the regular microphones out there are, and they do the same thing as the Wave 3. You can actually go out and buy the Go XLR DX, and if you want to, the Elgato Wave DX microphone, XLR cable from Corsair themselves, and also the XLR box that they offer and the microphone arm for the same price as I believe a Go XLR regular, and still save yourself a bunch of money and still get better quality. So here we are with this microphone. Hopefully it comes off across sounding great. It's like I'm not having to fight audio levels anymore. I'm not having to fight that, and I'm not having to talk as loud. Like I'm not having to garble a microphone to fucking talk to you guys. So there's that. AEW last night, I was going to review it, and I ended up falling asleep, and I just was exhausted. I had dinner after AEW was over, and I got food coma. So, it's my birthday today, so it's, yeah. So, AEW, let's talk about it. MJF going 60 minutes with Will Ospreay. I knew there was fuckery going to happen. And it sets up for Daniel Garcia. I don't know what people are so upset over about Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia is going to get his flowers. He is a pillar. He's been very underlooked by AEW for a while. I don't understand why so many YouTube channels are snubbing at fucking Daniel Garcia, man. I just, honestly, figuratively, I just don't get it. I don't know why so many people are sniffing at Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia is the shit, man. Seriously, for real. Daniel Garcia was putting on bangers in fucking Ring of Honor. He was putting on bangers in Dark. I mean, this guy deserves a title. You've given everybody else that have been come and gone from AEW, right? All the OGs titles. This man's a pillar. He's an OG. He's been there from the beginning. You should give him a title. I know he's going to get that off of MJF, and I know MJF is going to give a rub to fucking to Daniel Garcia, but at the end of the day, Daniel Garcia, I don't know why people sleep on this man. This man deserves a title. Holy shit, this man deserves a title. I really don't understand. What are we doing? What are we doing? If you don't give this man a title, he might have just walked into WWE. And what are we seeing about former AEW talent? They're getting utilized in WWE through NXT. Ethan Page is one of them. You're seeing them walking over. I wouldn't be surprised if Ricky Starks walked over. AEW's got a systemic problem. They got to start featuring their talent, their farm system talent. They have to. It's pull the trigger. MJF has had everything handed to him. He's got a new contract. He'll be a world champion in no time. I think him giving the title to him, no matter what, they didn't really have to give it to him. They could have played this storyline out with fucking Daniel Garcia anyway. So really, at the end of the day, what conversation are we having? Title or no title? What are we doing? It does not matter to me if you give this man a title or you don't. MJF, I'm talking about. Daniel Garcia deserves the title at this point. I don't care who tells me different. It makes him look bigger, and you have to. Now, for those people that are going to sit and tell me, well, AEW don't feature title. Well, they're picking the title. They're putting it on the biggest draw that they have, MJF. They're making that title prestigious. They're making your lower tier title look prestigious. What are you complaining over? What are people going to complain about? You put it on your biggest draw in the company. What are you complaining about? The match was great. It had everything I wanted it to be. It came down to a Tiger Driver not being used. That's what happened. Something in Will Ospreay is going to snap probably. He is going to snap eventually. They're building a story. And did Will Ospreay need that title to be relevant? No. I think they were just trying to give him a title because he's new in the company and they don't want to take the World Heavyweight title off of Swerve. This sets up for a match for Okada now. Okada, Will Ospreay at All In. You have Will Ospreay go over because Okada has done nothing with your title, your international title. He has done nothing with. He's not fighting per week. He's not doing much. Or maybe Will Ospreay and Jack Perry. There you go. Then you really have those conversations. Will Ospreay looked hurt last night. You kind of saw Will Ospreay trying to put his shoulder back into place. Maybe he's hurt. Maybe they called an audible last night. Maybe he was supposed to win, but it looked like he was trying to snap his shoulder back into place. And a botched Styles clash to go behind it. Will Ospreay's good shit. People just fucking sleep on the whole idea of this man. I really, really don't understand how people sleep on this guy. Will Ospreay's good shit. I'm just saying. Last night you got to see a 60-minute banger from AEW. And you know the one thing I complained about? You know, they should have done it 60 minutes commercial fucking free. That's what they should have done. AEW should have just gave away a pay-per-view match. Now I'm going to get people to tell me I'm an AEW defender. Like, I'm going to have those people to tell me I'm an AEW shill. I'm an AEW fanboy. Because I liked the match last night, 60 minutes. That's how it should be. If you're going to have a blood feud, give it away on TV. I'm cool with that. WCW used to. WWE used to give you 60-minute slobber knocker. I miss the days that they used to do Run the Gauntlet match with Seth Rollins. I miss those days. Seriously. I used to love Seth Rollins going to get fucked at the end. That's what happened to Will Ospreay. He got fucked over at the end. The Dynamite ring got used. That's a typical MJF thing. That's his playbook. Guys, that's the typical MJF playbook. What are people not understanding with that? You expect that from MJF being a heel. I'm just fucking saying, I'm telling it to you like that. Like, guys, I'm telling you, like, you could sit here and disagree with me when it comes to MJF. You could disagree with me on things like that. Fine. I'll give it to you. You could disagree with me all day long. Let me get my mic up here a little bit. I'm trying to get used to this new microphone, this Wave 3 microphone. You guys may be asking what happened to my other setup. My other setup, I just got sick and tired of dealing with the Go XLR. I kept jockeying the Go XLR. Now some people are going to tell me, oh, well, you could have just bought a new XLR fucking little box interface. That's the same thing as the Go XLR, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I could have. Trust me. Yeah, I could have. But I would have been spending more money than it was worth. To replace the Go XLR Mini the way it would have been way too much money. Mariah May. Let's talk about that. I'm really digging the new Mariah May. Seriously, Mariah May is the shit. Let's just be honest with you. I honestly think she is going to win the title. I think, hey, give it to her in her homeland. Let's do this. I think her being a schizo crazy person, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. She's got more sex appeal to me than some of the women's roster on AEW. Give it to her. Like, you signed her for all this money. You took her away from WWE. Now give her the title. Britt Baker being banned from the building with fucking Mercedes Moné. I thought that was interesting. And I'm very confused about the whole Elite thing, too. This is another thing I'm very confused about when it comes to the Elite, which drives me insane with the Elite, is the fact that 1 minute you have the Elite doing things, and then you have Tony Khan contradicting. Which one is it? They need a general manager on television. I will say that honestly. They need a general manager. However you slice and dice that, you could tell me different. But the Mariah May stuff was good. The Monet stuff was fantastically done. Like, they need to do this. They need to make Britt Baker be something. They need to reintroduce her. They need to redo things, and Britt Baker's looking like a badass, so I'm cool with that. They set up for Blood and Guts. You got more people introduced into the Blood and Guts match. I'm cool with that. Blood and Guts is basically their version of War Games. Now, one thing I did not understand, and I said this yesterday in my NXT review when we were talking about fucking AEW not doing stadium shows. And I want to talk about that once again. Like, I still stand on the same merit that I said yesterday. I don't agree with AEW not running stadium shows. I don't agree with that. I think small minor league club stadiums, sure. I agree with that. Little baseball stadiums. TNA was doing that for a while there. So was Global Force Wrestling. And they were selling out pretty good arena. They were selling out pretty good baseball minor league club stadiums. They could pull that off. I think AEW is missing an opportunity. I think people are craving wrestling no matter what it is. And things like that. I know some people are not going to agree with my standpoint. Like, for instance, the other day it was funny. The other day on TikTok, I had some guy, when I was talking about Natalya going back to WWE and, reportedly, and it's still reportedly, so we don't know until she hits the television. It was really funny. This guy was telling me he only watches like WWE for like 5 people. And it's like, okay, you're a casual fan. It's cool. I get it. I understand it. But then it turns around and tells me, oh, I watched the 3-hour show and I'm like, I just can't stand anything else. The mic quality sucks. And I'm like, okay, that's you. And to say NXT is garbage, I don't understand. In 2024, if you're having to say NXT is garbage, you're not watching. That's the thing. That was another thing that I didn't understand from people. I think the 2 likes, man. Appreciate that. 2 likes today on the videos. I appreciate it. Today's my birthday, 33rd birthday. Celebrating it today. Talking AEW today. So, let's get into more about AEW. Mariah May cutting a promo. A devastating promo, in fact. That's what you need. For all those people that said their women's division sucks, you look stupid. Mariah May, there's a reason why they signed her and took her away from WWE. There's a reason. You're seeing it. She was cutting promos in Stardom. I don't know where people are like AEW's women's division. People are coming off the injured reserve list day by day. Jamie Hayter, man, supposedly has been backstage. She's day by day becoming more healthier. And then people that say, oh, AEW has a bloated roster. Okay. All right. Let me tell you this. Eddie Kingston's down. Keith Lee's down. Buddy Matthews is down. I can go on the list of people that are on the injured reserve list. Like, you guys sit back and you tell me that they have a bloated roster and Daniel Garcia does not need to be pushed. But let me tell you this one. Daniel Garcia does need to be pushed at this point. Who do they have outside of it? Who do they have? No Miro. Scorpio Sky is MIA. What, are you going to bring Christopher Daniels out? QT Marshall that said he's not wrestling anytime soon for AEW. He's just happy being the president. I find it funny how people tell me all the time that AEW has a bloated roster, but literally like 65% of their roster is injured. Now you got Christian Cage doing things with his two other cronies. Like, in Mother Wayne, you're making those trios titles now starting to look prestigious, huh? Like, people, I just don't understand the logic. I was watching videos last night before I was watching videos this morning, I should say, and there was lots of people talking shit on AEW, and it's like, guys, are we watching the same shows? Like, I think people's audio's not matching the visuals because I don't know if we're watching the same shows. Because the Par Side literally is going to make those trios championships great. I wouldn't have it any other way. I want Christian Cage to win those titles now. Because it uplifts those titles. Anything Christian Cage has done has uplifted. He literally, if you go outside of MJF as heel and Swerve at the on the other side of that, those are your top 3 heels right now. Tell me when I'm telling lies with that one. I wish Shelton Benjamin was in AEW though. I don't understand that whole Matt Caster bullshit. I was watching something this morning on that. Matt Caster saying he doesn't want anybody else to take his fucking spot. Matt Caster, maybe you need to be a better wrestler then. Maybe you need to cut better promos. Maybe you needed to get away from the tag team. Scissor me timbers. Scissor me daddy. I love how Max Caster sits on Twitter and cries. But this man's like it's like the Acclaim and the Learning Tree are 1-2 to me right now. Like, the Acclaim is not threading needles for me. And Max Caster, if he's talking all this shit on Twitter about all these other wrestlers taking his spot, well, maybe you should be fighting in the singles division and maybe shut your mouth and actually wrestle for a change. All I've seen from you is bitch, moan, and groan and cut these devastating promos and how you're going to win tag team gold and all this stuff. But then on the other flip side of it, you're sitting and all you do is on Twitter cry foul about fucking Shelton Benjamin and this person and that person coming to AEW. Like, you're not a singles wrestler. You're in the tag team fucking division. Like, I find their shit kind of hokey pokey too. Lately. The Acclaim are not the same Acclaim as I remember. I would rather see Private Party, to be honest with you. I kind of am like starting to like Private Party, but they're being featured more on Ring of Honor / Rampage. Sorry, I'm drinking my Prime Energy drink before somebody turns around. Oh, man, you're supporting that Logan Paul bastard. He is a fucking liar. Suing CoffeeZilla. How dare you? How dare you drink his drink? Yeah, but that's all Walmart has half of the time. Is either that or shitty other energy drinks. I drink Alani or Prime. It's either one of the two. And the only time I get to try out Ghost Energy, because Ghost Energy is my go-to. So there's that. So let's get back into talking AEW. Ended in a disqualification. I thought the ending of fucking Dynamite was kind of stupid. These are some things that they need to fix. Like, why don't you have Okada lose the belt anyway? Okada's going nowhere. Like, can I be honest with you guys? And this is me being real. Okada's going nowhere. That's a fact. Okada's not and I love Okada. He was great for New Japan. He should have stayed in New Japan. He's royalty. Him and Tamahashi are just fucking legendary. But AEW and Okada is just not working for me. Like, Okada is just like, if I have to hear another promo, you bitch. That's all you say is you bitch. And Okada just, to me, like, I don't know. I'm going to say this in a way. I feel like he's lost a step. I'm saying it now. Sorry that I offended some AEW fans with that one. I think Okada's lost a step. I do. I really do. It showed last night to me. Like, I just went, what am I watching? What kind of, like, you have to cheat? You have to cheat to win? I'm not a big fan of this elite shit either. Like, Adam Page is going to owe them one. Adam Page is going to do this for them. And it's like, I'm not really caring for I didn't really care for the disqualification, and I honestly wish it was a clean match. If you're gonna have Okada and you're gonna have Okada and you're gonna have Swerve Strickland go at each other, you better be damn well have a conclusion. And it should have been a non-title match. I don't know why they had champion versus champion titles on the line. I don't know if that was that's the one thing about Tony Khan I do not like about Tony Khan is the fact when they do these big matches like this, you had your lower card title go 60 minutes, which should have been commercial free. And then you have this match with a fuck finish to promote Blood and Guts in the next week or two. That's what just blows my mind. It blows my mind. Monet, the thing is dancing in front of the fucking elite. Is this what she's relegated to? That's the other thing that I was rolling my eyes on. It's like Monet should be further along. Like, yes, she has 2 titles, yes. But I want, if you're going for a blood feud between her and Britt Baker, right, it should be more. And it doesn't need to be every week. That's the thing, too. That's another thing that I don't understand with this. Like, Britt Baker they could have done, well, Britt Baker's temporarily suspended because she laid a hand on the champion, according to Matt and Nick Jackson. She shows up next week and said it was bullshit. I got fined for bullshit reasons. Monet, I'm gonna take your head off at All In. I'm gonna take your head off. You bitch. Like, I want a little bit more substance from Britt Baker. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I want a little bit more Britt Baker. I think having her jump into it was predictable. Like, I want her to be suspended, then come back the next week. Go, where are you, Monet? Where the fuck are you at? Where the fuck are you? Oh, wait, you only show because you're a bitch, and you only show up and you have the Elite do your dirty work and have me suspended for a week. By the way, you bitch, I'm going to tear your fucking head off, and we're going to have a go, and I'm going to take both of those titles, and I'm going to make them prestigious because you ain't. Oh, and by the way, you're the other company's sideshow trash. You know, she could have pulled, to me, that's the thing about AEW. I just wish they would turn it up a notch. The thing with Mariah May, they're turning it up a notch. They're doing that right. But the Monet stuff, man, honestly, no. I'm not a big fan of it so far. Maybe in the next week or two. They got plenty of television to do. They got 4 weeks here before the 27th. I could be having a different tone next week. But this week alone with Monet, I'm like sitting back just going like, what the fuck are we, what in the absolute fuck are we doing as in people here? This is where I give WWE their flowers sometimes when it comes to women's stuff, like Roxanne Perez coming out and cutting promo and then watching somebody else come out and beating and having them go at each other. That's kind of what I like. But Monet getting her way suspending, then Britt Baker coming out and like fucking security holding her back. Like, let these two go at each other every week. If you're gonna do like having them being separated every week, then do it every week. Now the stuff with Mariah May, legendary. That's how women's match. That's how you book for women's matches going into All In. That's how you do it. Mariah May's the shit. Now, I may be reviewing Ring of Honor this week because supposedly WBD has said they're going to put some effort into making it into something. So it looks like Warner Brothers BD are now looking into Ring of Honor. So I usually watch it every week, but I don't review it because there's so many wrestling shows per week. Like I will be doing back-to-back reviews of TNA and Ring of Honor per week. It's hard because you got to pick and choose, talk sports, gaming, things like that. It's kind of difficult. So, yeah. But honestly, they're setting up for blood and guts here. I mean, I'm not going to say, and let's talk about that learning tree, man. Oh, God. We're talking about, oh, God. Is it the learning tree? Is it the wizard? Or is it the painmaker? Which one is it? Like this week, he's showing, I'm a wizard, Harry. I blew a fireball in Hook's face. I took Samoa Joe out. And that other dude, we just beat the shit out of him. That's basically what the learning tree is. I get why Chris Jericho sucks right now. I do. 100% do. I understand why people hate him. I understand why people are just over him. I get it. I so do. I'm over it too. See, what Chris Jericho should have done is just left for a while. What he typically does. He just leaves. He's overstayed his welcome. There's so much. It's so much like, for instance, so let me give you guys a representation of what I'm saying. If I'm saying even the words right on my birthday today. Let me put it this way. Let me get this right. It's like having the same dish of food over and over again. Like, I'm into Indian food, right? I love me some naan. Am I saying it right? And the chicken and the sauce, man. Oh, and the rice. Oh. So banging, right? And I had it for like 2 weeks straight. Like, I was making nothing but that. I'd go to like the store, the dollar store, or like Walmart, and just keep buying the shit, right? And eventually you get tired of it. That's Chris Jericho. It's eating the same food over and over again, and you've enjoyed it way too much to a point. And that's Chris Jericho. Let's just be real here. Let's keep it a buck here. Like, Chris Jericho's got to go. Like, he should just go on hiatus for a while. I don't mind Chris Jericho coming back, but he should have just stayed with the Inner Circle. Or gone back to be the pain. I don't mind him being the Painmaker, but he's overstayed his welcome. It's becoming like the food is becoming stale on the plate. And Chris Jericho, I'm just over with. He has done nothing right now with this learning tree. He has not elevated Big Bill. Big Bill was being elevated by fucking Ricky Starks. Let's just be real here. And Ricky Starks, with all of his legal woes and shit that's going on right now, I wouldn't blame him for walking into WWE. Seriously, I just wouldn't. I wouldn't blame him for walking into WWE. He gets treated better right off the rip. But that's just my personal opinion when it comes to Ricky Starks. I think Ricky Starks is bound for WWE. I think NXT would be perfect for him. Again, I think that's another talent. It just shows that AEW, if they just put some time into their pillars of their stuff. It's like Daniel Garcia, right? And I will keep saying this throughout this review. Daniel Garcia, I'm a big fan of. It's just they haven't really done anything with him, to be honest. They really haven't. Let me read this comment here coming across. Let's see. David says, the learning tree will take over AEW. Obviously so. They're taking over time. They take up 10 minutes of my time, and I lose brain cells listening to it. Every week, Chris Jericho, if I have to hear, hi, guys, how are you? I love you guys. Hi. Like, go away. Like, the learning tree could be so much better than what they are. I'm just saying, I said that right off the rip. I said, Chris Jericho, why is Chris Jericho not taking the title, right? Here's my opinion. The learning tree could be so much better if Chris Jericho, instead of doing the hi, guys, and just went up and beat people up. Just literally beat people up, break arms, and say, hey, you fuck with the learning tree, you fuck with me, I'm beating you. You know what I mean? They don't do that. They come out and they waste time on television. They start no feuds. They have nothing going on for them. It's basically the same shit we already know. It's the same shit what Chris Jericho's been doing for, 3 years now? Big Bill's a waste. I'm sorry. He has not been the same since he was in TNA. He hasn't been the same. Ricky Starks elevated him for a short period, and it didn't last long because Ricky Starks going through some shit. Sorry, my eye is weeping today, man. Fuck. MJF should join the learning tree. That's funny. MJF is in the right spot. I don't think he needs to be in the learning tree at the moment. I don't think anybody should be part of that learning tree. That learning tree is kind of just got awfully garbage. It's goobly gockily garbage. It's Boogie 2298. Garbage. It's Review Tech USA garbage. I'm just playing. Or somebody tells me something else. But MJF, Will Ospreay, match of the night, honestly. 60 minutes. It should have been commercial free. They should have just put the first hour commercial free. And it ended the way I thought it needed to end. Personally, I thought it ended the way it needed to be ended. With Will Ospreay getting hit with the Dynamite ring, and there you go, 1, 2, 3. He couldn't finish the job. Honestly. Mariah May cutting promos. I love it. Chris Jericho, get off my TV because your shit's just bad. You should go do another tour with Fozzy. Seriously. I'm not saying he should retire. I'm not saying Chris Jericho should retire. I don't know why everybody's saying he can still go. I just think Chris Jericho just needs to be off TV. They need to write him off TV. He goes off to the sunset, goes to Cancun, do whatever he needs to do. Like Skip Bayless. Man, my eyes. Fuck. Anyway, let's see here. We've gone about 30 minutes or so, give or take. I wanted to give you guys a quick review. Hopefully the new mic sounds not that bad. This Wave 3 Elgato. Hopefully it doesn't sound bad compared to my old stuff. I appreciate all the likes today on my birthday, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the love that I've been getting the last couple of days, man. That Stephanie Vac Her video, you guys are killing it, man. We're almost at 5K on that. That's incredible. I'm just blown away how many of you. And even on my TikTok about Natalia, I'm like, well, that's insane. We're almost at 3K on that one. I'm like, Jesus. We got 31 views over here, man. We're firing off today. Today's a good day. I feel today. Anyway, so this is the schedule for the rest of the week. Today, possibly, if I have time, or tomorrow morning, if anything, tomorrow morning, you guys will get possibly a Ring of Honor, because I'll be watching Ring of Honor. I think the National Wrestling Alliance should invade AEW. You think so? You think Billy Corgan would work with old Tony Khan over there? I mean, anything's possible. Take a look at AEW, take a look at WWE and TNA. Anything's possible. I could see AEW working with MLW and fucking TNA. I could see that. I really could. Or NWA, sorry, if I butchered that. I could see it. Billy Corgan needs something right now. Billy Corgan just got a whole mess of signings recently, so we'll see what goes on with them, because they're on the CW app at the moment. Well, they worked for a short period. They didn't it wasn't a continued working relationship like that the first time around. And I don't know if Tony Khan wants to go that far with Billy Corgan, though. Now, MLW, I'm surprised nobody works with MLW. I know WWE's putting a lot of stock into GCW for Bloodsport and shit like that. I'm very surprised how AEW is not working with MLW, or vice versa, not having a partnership. Very surprised by that. But Billy Corgan and fucking Tony Khan had a little thing together for a minute there. Unfortunately, it didn't go as far as that. Unfortunately, it was like a cup of coffee, and that was it. A little cup of coffee, and that was about it when it came to both of those. NWA needs to go to Destination America or Pop. I'm going to be honest, cable TV's dying by the moment. A lot of people are turning into streaming and watching it after the fact. So the CW, honestly, to be real, if Billy Corgan did not fuck it up, he would have had massive views. CW is over the cable airwaves, or whatever the new gravity thing is. I don't keep up with over-the-air technology like that. But they do get a nice viewership of people. I know we're going to see that when NXT moves over in October. We're going to see that. I'm actually pretty excited for that. And it's kind of Billy Corgan's own downfall. He should have never done the whole cocaine spot. I know what he was trying to do, but it fell flat. Not in this temperature in the world of things. You're going to get canceled for things like that. Now, where do I see NWA if they partner right? They're starting to get talent. They're signing new talent. I could see them doing some amazing things with CW. I could see CW maybe putting them on probably late night somewhere on the CW. I could see that. But NWA is where they're at. I don't tune into Power like that, like I used to. Because I watch too much wrestling during the week. Like, for instance, tonight I'm going to be watching TNA. I've been really into TNA lately. Because I believe in Joe Henry. Okay, enough of me said. I speak his name, he shall appear. You might as well look around. I like Moose right now. I like the system. So I do watch a lot of TNA lately. I've been watching a lot of Ring of Honor lately, too. TNA has some territories under their banner. I mean, nice. I'm not a big knowledge person when it comes to NWA. Sorry, I said TNA again. My bad. NWA. My bad. I don't watch their stuff like that like I used to. I used to watch Power every week. I stopped watching it because it's just too much wrestling, and I have to pick and choose what to watch. So for me, I know some of my audience likes NWA and GCW and some of the other stuff out there. I don't have time like that to sit back and watch that kind of stuff. Too much wrestling per week. Like I watch Raw, which is 3 hours, SmackDown, NXT, TNA. I try to catch MLW when I can. And then I know the CW app, depending on what cable provider you have, will allow you to have access to it. It's just very hard to keep up with it, and to review everything all week long is difficult. So I kind of stick to the main stuff. Shane McMahon will buy. I don't think that's happening. Tony Khan already said he's not selling his companies anytime soon. He said even how much money he gets offered, he said it has to be a big, lucrative deal for him to even remotely talk, and he's even saying no. Then he was asked a question about running stadium shows. He said that he denied the rumors and innuendos and shit like that yesterday, but he did not deny Ricochet though. So I do see Ricochet coming. Shane McMahon, I could see being a wrestler in AEW. I could see Tony Khan offering him up some type of power in AEW too. I could. I've said that in streams. I've literally said that in my past streams. If you go and I said, when somebody asked me who do I see for the Blood and Guts match, I could see Shane McMahon coming in. I could see Shane McMahon, for the right money. I don't think Shane McMahon's done with wrestling. I really don't. And I don't believe what Vince Russo, I know Vince Russo put out in the ether, oh, Shane McMahon's just going to AEW to help his dad. And it's like, no, I don't believe that. Don't believe everything you hear from Vince Russo. Vince Russo sometimes, I think, drinks way too much. I think he drinks before he comes on the show. And him and Dave Meltzer, man, both. I think they're both living too much in the 80s. I think too much dust for them. Too much Quaaludes, if those still exist. But, yeah, I just don't believe what mainstream media says when it comes to Shane McMahon. Oh, he's going to do that. Don't believe everything you hear on Sportskeeda. Those guys are whacks sometimes. They say things that are not true. Things like that. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go enjoy some game streaming on the other side. I'm going to be back here on this YouTube channel. Enjoying my birthday today, my 33rd birthday. We're going to enjoy it all day, all night. And, yeah, we'll be back, and stay tuned for that. I'm going to get up. I'm going to do the stretchy thing, check my house out, and then be back to doing the stuff. I thank everybody for coming in and chilling with me. We had 40 views today. I appreciate it. Yesterday, we had up to 100 views yesterday on my other live stream yesterday for Talking Wrestling. I will definitely be doing more stuff. Trust me, more wrestling news videos. I'm just getting back into the swing of things, so you guys will see more wrestling news stuff from me. We got to talk about my Lakers too. Like, my Lakers are, I don't know what the fuck they're doing with the Lakers, man. Or my Angels are starting to get better. The young team is starting to get better. Maybe be a wild card team, maybe. Hopefully. I'll think about that one. Anyway, I'll see you guys.